Okay, for this session, we are going down to bronze to review a McCree. Always fun down here in bronze. Things get a little wacky, and that can make it interesting. For those of you that are looking for coaching for yourselves, you can join my Discord in the description below and see what my rates are, or ask any other questions. And for those of you who are just here to enjoy some educational content, great. Do feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys. And with that, let's get on with the review. The bestest. Is that what we're going with? Okay. Okay. So if you're gonna play core, you play in your Reinhardt's pocket. Right here in your Reinhardt's pocket. So you can protect him if another Reinhardt charges him with your flashbang, so that you're here to do work. So that if your team gets dove, you can help protect them with the flashbang stun, and so that you can do your poke from here, and you can do your fans to break shields if the Rhines get close to each other, or into the tank, like all that good stuff. But you can do your poke just as well from here as you can from here, but you don't take, silly spam damage that your Reinhardt shield would have taken for you. So this is all risk, no reward. Be back here. If you were like up here or something, I wouldn't necessarily complain because now you're at a different angle and you don't have the option of using your Rein shield, so I don't care. But if you're going to play on the same angle as your Reinhardt, play in your Reinhardt's pocket, which means like right here or right here. Got it? Good. Great. That was a fair amount of downtime there. Fair amount of downtime without... Okay, that's fine. Don't be so afraid of shooting at that shield. It looks like you're working really hard to shoot around the shield. And I'd actually just go shoot the shield. You continue your rotation like you are to get around the shield, but shoot the shield until something else is available to move your cursor to. So if we look at this, let me be more clear. Okay. So you can take a shot at the shield. A shot at the shield is perfectly fine, but you're like refusing to until you're around the shield. It's actually pretty punishing for Sigma to lose shield health. Sigma's shield doesn't have nearly as much health as Reinhardt's, and Sigma isn't as bulky as Reinhardt. So Sigma having his shield pressured is pretty painful. So it's still better to shoot at other targets around the shield if you have them, but it's not worth going, oh, I need to have my full 6 shots when I get around the shield. No, put the pressure on the shield as you're rotating to this spot where you can get around it. And then you'll have 5 shots for this, and that's fine. It's better that you put the first shot into the shield and then put these 5 into people than that you wait and have 6 shots. And we're going to see the same thing happen again. Yeah, you were just a little slow. You're not confident and you're taking a shot there, which is disappointing. Good roll. You lose track of him, that's fine. And again, you're like, you can shoot the shield. You can shoot the shield. You could have shot that shield probably twice before you had a chance to shoot at the Mercy, and that would have been worth doing. You have a pretty good rate of fire on McCree. It's a shame not to make use of it. And your reload isn't that expensive. It's not like Ashes. Plus, you have a reload ability. This is just the usual bronze stuff where your tank doesn't understand when he can push. He's kind of afraid to push. He thinks his job is to be a barrier for the DPS until the DPS get a pick from here. So that's disappointing. If you're on comms, you can say, push, I promise we'll go with you, something like that. You're lying. Your team won't go with him, but you'll go with him because you'll be playing in his pocket like we just described. And you'll be able to go, oh, hey, let's flash this Sigma who's now put their shift on cooldown, and once they're flashed, they're done, etc. Like, you'll be able to do all that good stuff. But if you are here, you might want to use the shield a bit more. I don't mind it if you're taking wide angles, but this angle isn't really helping you. You should immediately flick over to the Mercy that's in the trap and deal with her, and you can do that from behind your shield just as easily as you can do it here. Like, shooting through the red shield, your red shield shouldn't be scary. Yeah, you should prioritize the Mercy there. That's fine. You over-tunneled him. You can keep walking towards him while shooting at the ball over there. So like you do this thing where you kind of tunnel, like this is the target I want, and you won't shoot at the shield or you won't shoot at other targets until your target's available. And again, take the shots, get the higher total damage done, put more total pressure on the opposing enemy team by shooting at the ball until this shift is over from Sigma. Okay. Good job. I wouldn't push her. You don't have flash, and she knows that you don't have flash. So I'd want to be staying, if I were you, up here, where you've got your cover immediately available if she starts to win the duel. And if she tries to push you, Lucio's going to boop her off. You follow what I'm saying? So this is better. But even if your Lucio wasn't right here, you know you have more teammates on the point than she does. So you being able to retreat here to safety is better than you forcing an even 1v1 duel instead of taking a 1v1 duel. And if you don't like it, you close. And now it's a 4v1, 5v1, 6v1, etc. Like, you don't want to give her a chance to coin flip back into the game when you're in a situation where you're already up. She shouldn't get an even fight with you. She should be in a situation where you go, nope, I'm going to take advantage of our 6v1, our 5v1. Why would you give her a chance to get an elimination on you and potentially put her team a little bit back in the match? That they wouldn't be back in getting this point, but it's the type of risk that you don't need to be taking. This is fine, as long as you know who is or isn't with her. That's fine, they'll handle it.
I'm taking the point.
Now, hold on.
Objective A captured.
Smart.
That works.
New defense point. Objective B.
Yeah, you don't need to be in front of your team, though. I was forgiving it when your team was capping point and you were sort of up here looking for poke, looking for staggers, all that stuff. I'm less forgiving of it now when A, your team is pushing the correct direction. You want to be up here. Your sort of checkmate position for winning this point is to get yourself up here or up here and force all of the enemies onto the point. From there, you just go something like here, you pop Deadeye, or maybe you go back to here, pop Deadeye, and then drop and shoot. Like, that's what you're looking to do. Get this nice wide angle to pop your Deadeye from, and even if you didn't have Deadeye, you're way more powerful from up here where you can see the whole point and shoot out the whole point, or from up here where you can see the whole point, shoot at the whole point, than you are walking in main, where they can hide behind this cover, this cover, this cover, this cover, this cover. You have a much worse angle from here. They can go around and get flanks on you. Whereas if you establish up here, you can, if your aim is on point, which I know it's not on bronze, but this is, as your aim gets on point, this becomes checkmate for the opposing team. If you can get a hit scan unbothered up here, a hit scan up here, and you forced all the enemies down. That's pretty much how you win that point. So you don't want to be going main here. Now, there's a little bit of value to going main if they don't know you're going main and they're distracted by your team going that way. You can potentially get an open, but this shouldn't be your default. And if it is, you better not let them know you're here. You better be crouch walking into this corner here and praying that they don't see you, or this corner here and praying that they don't see you on the way in, and waiting until your team makes some noise up here and is actually here and actually has these guys looking at them so that you can go, aha, you wandered out into the open, or you started walking this way, or something like that. Like, if they're fully distracted by your team, you can take advantage of this, but this is the exception. The default is go with your team up there. It's generally going to be more powerful.
It's hand.
Double kill.
So watch your timing there. I want to see where your team was.
New defense point. Objective B.
So they're not clueless that you're there, are they? Okay. Let's look at this high noon. You did hide, and you did it. And your Reinhardt has fully taken this space. The rest of your team is a little behind, but this is pretty good timing. It would be better about 2 seconds from now when the rest of your core is with Reinhardt, but your Junkrat is making a little noise over here being annoying. Your Reinhardt is this big red shield to shoot at over here, so this is pretty good timing. This is actually very good timing for timing and engagement in bronze.
Draw.
Double
Jump. You need to be dragging with your fan the hammers, you need to be dragging your mouse down as you're doing them a little more. Fan the hammer naturally drifts upwards, and you're not dragging your mouse hard enough down as you do it, because you don't really want it climbing up, because it'll climb up over your target. So as you're firing it, you want to be dragging your mouse down so that you get your 4th, 5th, 6th shot still into the target rather than up over their heads.
Don't move.
Good job. You did a lot of work that game, so good stuff.
0 to 2. Switching sides.
Or that round. Mm-hmm.
Initiating match.
Justice ain't good.
1. Attackers incoming.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, you shot at the shield. You're a little hesitant too, but you shot at the shield. So that Symmetra TP was always going to be like many of them taking it, not just one. That's just what Symmetra TP, that's just what this play is. So I don't like that you run back here first. Like, again, you want to be in your Rein's pocket, and it's a shame that your Rein is slow to turn around, but if your Rein is going to be slow to turn around, you either advance with him, or if you really go, no, I have to deal with it, you at least go somewhere like here where you have cover. You don't go out in the middle of the point, in the middle of this choke, where you've got to go all the way over here to protect yourself, and you're not really protected because there's still people up there that can drop on you. You sort of see what I'm saying, I hope? Okay, I hope so. Because you're in trouble here.
Thank you, John.
The Mercy Pocket helps, the Roadhog helps, but your team, your Reinhardt is late to help you. And it's better that you do stuff late with him than you do stuff early into a 3v6. Or on time into a 3v6, but he's late. Double flashbang on him, not bad. I think you're AFK. No, you probably typed something. You were probably typing about the double flashbang on him. That's fair. So again, I don't really want you out here. They're down 2, so it's not terrible, but they've got a Mercy, they've got an Ashe. She can get a Mercy boosted headshot into you. That's going to be painful. You could get tagged by a Fire Strike and Orb, like Mercy boosted headshot, little damage elsewhere. This could be messy, and there's not really great reason for you to be out here. If your team will go with you, if your Reinhardt wants to press out here, if your Hog wants to press out here, I'm totally down for it. Cleaning up and taking a 6v4 is absolutely great. It forces more staggers. It gets you ult charge. It's a great thing to do, but your team is pretty much never going to do it in bronze. So if I'm being realistic, you don't get to go for this, because this is much more often than not going to be you poking into a 1v4 or a 2v4, and you're more likely to get eliminated than them in that. You're more likely to get an elimination than you're more likely to get eliminated than vice versa in this 1-4, 2-4 type situation. So if that's what you're playing into, and that is what's going to happen in bronze, your team isn't going to push 4-6 to go take the staggers, to go farm the ult charge, etc. I would recognize, just going, okay, until I move up a little bit, until I've got a team that's a little more willing to do that, I'm probably just going to have to play this a little more conservatively, even if it's wrong. I don't usually give people advice to play wrong, but it's not wrong if it is going to be a 1v4, 1v3, etc., which it is in this situation. You have to work with reality. This is way too far forward.
Hold up now. Much obliged.
My ultimate is charged.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, again, you're like leading the charge to every place that you think there needs to be a fight. And I get it, your Reinhardt is on the passive side. That's going to happen, but you don't want to be first.
Oh, there.
Done. Oh! Oh, how did they miss that? Okay.
My ultimate's ready. All patched up.
I'm taking care of you.
Okay, so they're going to get this first point. Yeah, I get it. Okay. In the future, you don't need to push into that. You can just line of sight it. I know she's hurting your team, but she's not actually going to get any limbs on your team. As you can see, you're the only one in any danger. I know you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go be the hero. I'm going to stop her with her flashbang. But your team wasn't actually in any danger here. The only one pushing with her is Ball, and Ash isn't going to have any shots if your team line of sights the Covalescence. You follow what I'm saying? So, like, they've got 2 people in spawn. This Covalescence is not remotely threatening to your team. It's not a real push, and you almost get yourself eliminated going up here to stop the Covalescence that you don't need to stop. She ulted too early. You do get yourself eliminated. And then your Reinhardt goes down while you're getting rezzed because your Mercy can't be healing your Reinhardt while she's rezzing you. Where's your cover?
Oh, excuse me.
Good.
Dead eyes ready.
No, there's too many. You're just gonna have to delay point.
Back into the... My ultimate's ready.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay, so you were a big contributor to getting second on your first attack, but you're a big contributor to you losing first on this push. Just, keeping things in perspective. Which isn't some, oh, how dare you lose a point. It's just keeping it in check, because I know in Bronze there's a lot of feelings of, I can't do anything because the rest of my team is so bad, and you are having an impact on this game in both directions. And if you can eliminate the bad, you can see how you could have won this game. Maybe you did win this game, I don't know. Yeah, this is the right place to defend from. It's a shame your team isn't here. You have to leave. You have to leave.
Hold up now.
Your team should be here, but the fact that they're not means you have to give it up. You can't hold it. Yeah, you can play from here now. This is fine. High noon can be great here. Now it's not. You could shift to the left in high noon. Yep. Okay, you missed your window there, but you've still got your team in this. Okay. So far the biggest thing is you didn't get punished that time for it, but you are aggressive in like, I am going to hold the right position, or I am going to go do this, or I am going to do this whether my team's there or not. And unfortunately, you don't get to lead the charge as McCree. You're not helpless as a brawler. You're actually pretty good as a brawler for a hit scan hero, but you still do need your Roadhog, your Reinhardt there with you. You need them doing stuff. If you're in the right place first before other people, you need to be holding cover and peeking from that cover rather than going, I'm going to stand in the open, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to take my 2v4, my 1v6, etc. Like we saw at the top of first, or at the top of second there, we saw earlier on first when you were trying to stagger them basically alone.
Check your mouth.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers.
I think you have a tough time getting out from here.
Defend objective A.
If you can do this, I'd prefer you go full high ground. Yep. Okay, so Usually the answer there would have been shoot, flash, shoot. But I get it. Flash, fan the hammer. It's a thing. Yeah. You don't really have a great way out is kind of the problem with that. Other heroes can go sit on the flank and then go like a ball can sit on the flank and then come in behind and knock half the team in and you can just kill them, or a diva can just sit up here and then have a nice punishing angle on them, matrix them out as their team pushes into them, or as they push in, boop one of them in. You can't really do that because you can't get out once you're set there unless you cleanly win a team fight.
60 seconds remaining.
So it's 100% dependent on A, you winning that team fight, and B, them not finding you before that first team fight. Ooh, that's dangerous. You rotated outside of the ball there. Balls boop you when you do that.
Just head for the hills. I'm on.
Okay.
Let's get you back in the fight. Can you stand me? Heroes never die.
It's time.
Something provide.
Let's clean up, so I'll live with what you're doing. That's fine.
Initiating match. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Can you hear that music?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, let's see if you run right ahead of your Reinhardt again. I bet you do. I bet you do. So you're making your Sigma spend barrier, and remember what I said earlier, your Sigma barrier is pretty darn expensive to be spending like this, and he didn't use that for him, he used that for you, or if he's good, he used that for you, not for him.
Now, hold on.
It's a flash into a bubble, unfortunate. There you go, I like that you're shooting at the barrier a little more this time. You're in your Rein's pocket, good, good. Your team's backing off, and since your team's backing off, you're kind of in this like 2v5 situation. You don't really want to be poking in 2v5 like this. Yes, I'm counting the Mercy because she's pocketing someone. So if your team is backing off like this, you see 3 of your team backed off, you should go, oh, we're not poking right now. I should close the angle too. In a 2v5, they're much more likely to get a pick on me than I am to on one of them. That's just how math works, even if you're a good poker. Again, that flash into the bubble. So there's something there where you need to remember, hey, Zarya has personal bubbles. You know, I'm potentially going to need to be seeing that personal bubble go on cooldown, and then I've got an 8-second window where she's vulnerable to flashes. Your flash is a pretty good cooldown to just be getting wasted like that.
Look like you've seen a ghost.
So I just want to show you the push that worked here. So you get out, you get res, and you getting res here maybe it was a blessing because it's causing you to be a bit behind your Reinhardt,
Look like you've seen
and
a
maybe be
ghost.
a bit more conservative with your positioning. Yeah, you can protect your Reinhardt with flash like that. Okay, maybe I was just dreaming that you were more conservative with your positioning. Yeah, I was dreaming. It was a nice dream, though. Okay, so eventually your Lucio gets sick of your Reinhardt not pushing and he screams to push with me. And in this case, your Reinhardt charges forward, and that makes it very easy for you to be behind your Reinhardt. Okay, so that's fine. Even when your Reinhardt is frustratingly passive, playing in his pocket is a good idea. You can just try and get on comms and be a little more vocal about what you want him to do, that you need him to enable you, that you're in his pocket, but he's also kind of pocketing you by being in the spots that you want him, etc. There's a nice synergistic relationship there that you want to take advantage of. Other than this, hey, you don't want to be in front of your Reinhardt, you don't want to be leading the charge type thing. Other than that, I do want a little bit of focus on take the shots that are there. You can totally be moving to get better shots, but take the shots that are there. Pressure on their barrier is not meaningless, but if they put up something like a grasp, shoot around the grasp at someone else until the grasp is over and then switch back. I think those two things are going to be helpful for you. The bigger one, though, is going to be that positioning stuff. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can let me know. If you want another session, you or anyone else can, on my Discord, find what my rates are. Link is in the description below. And if you guys are just enjoying the content, do feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks. Temporal out.